Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some more Call of Duty World War II. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be discussing the best ways to level up quickly here in Call of Duty World War II. It's no secret that here in this game, it takes a very long time to level. Now, throughout the entirety of the launch window, we've had a lot of double and triple XP events, but when those go away and we have 1 times XP, it seems to take for freaking ever to level up here in this game, right? So the point of this video is to give you guys tips and tricks to help you level up faster, especially when we have only 1 times XP, because there's a lot you can actually do in this game to get experience that I don't think a lot of people are actually utilizing. Let's start things off here by increasing the base rate at which we earn experience here within this game. That is going to be the first thing we're actually going to do because it's going to set the foundation for everything else here in this video. So the easiest way to do it, of course, would be to run variants if you have them. An epic variant will increase your base XP earn rate by 10% while using that weapon. A heroic variant will increase it by 15%, which is pretty good. You may think, well, that's not really a whole lot of XP. Who really cares? But picture it this way, right? Would you rather have 1 times XP or 1.1 times XP or 1.15 times XP, right? Over time, it's definitely going to add up. And if you're going to use the weapon anyway, why not run a variant if you have access to one, right? There's really no point in not doing it. It's free experience for doing nothing, essentially. I get that some variants kind of look ugly, but just suffer through it. You'll get more experience in the long run. The downside to variants is it's kind of hard to acquire them at times, right? Most of it is luck through supply drops, especially when talking about the heroic variants. But when it comes to the epics, you can actually target them to an extent. So certain epics, like one for the M1941, you can actually get for maxing out the infantry division. You can get an epic variant of the MP40 by maxing out the airborne division. There's an epic variant of the Thompson you get for leveling up your social score to, I believe, rank 6 or something like that. And then, of course, you could always go ahead and talk to the quartermaster, go to the collections area, and buy variants with your armory credits. Now, my recommendation here, guys, is to save your armory credits because, in my opinion, it's inevitable. They are eventually going to add supply drop weapons to this game, and when they do that, you're going to want as many armory credits as possible. But while scrolling through your collections here, if you see a variant that you can unlock for 200, 300, 500 armory credits, go for it, right? I mean, it's not really that many credits at the end of the day, and it's going to make it so you have a new variant to play with that is going to give you more base experience, which is going to help you level up faster. Another thing you can do to increase your base XP would, of course, be talking to Major Howard every day, which I think most of you already do, but be sure to talk to him and check out his orders every single day because oftentimes he's going to have at least one order that once you complete it will give you 25% more bonus XP for a short period of time. And be sure to utilize that bonus XP the best you can by playing a game mode that will actually give you a bunch of experience. So the next thing we're going to be talking about here would be what game modes are actually best for leveling here within Call of Duty World War II. In my opinion, the best game mode to level up in would be Kill Confirmed. In terms of XP per minute, I think Kill Confirmed is above and beyond the other game modes here in this game in terms of consistency. Matches are on average 5 to 7 minutes long. You get 50 points per kill, 75 points for a confirm, 25 points for denying a friendly tag, and it's incredibly easy to complete challenges in. My favorite aspect of the game mode is you don't even have to get kills to get a bunch of experience, right? Because how many times have you turned a corner and there are just 3 tags sitting there and you scoop them all up and now you have a bunch of experience? It's fantastic. I love it. And Kill Confirmed is probably my favorite game mode here in Call of Duty World War II. A close second to Kill Confirmed would be Hardpoint. You get 100 points per kill, and of course you also get a bunch of XP for capturing and defending the hardpoint itself. The one thing that kind of holds Hardpoint back, in my opinion, is just how long the games can actually be. Oftentimes they're about 10 minutes long, whereas Kill Confirm's like 5 to 7, and sometimes Hardpoint matches drag on to be 13 minutes long, right? So you get good experience, don't get me wrong, though in my opinion it's a little bit worse than Kill Confirmed, but it's definitely a very good alternative if Kill Confirmed isn't necessarily your cup of tea. Next up is War, right? People always talk about War. War is a great place to get experience, but it's also kind of misleading, right? People always talk about how they get 20,000 XP, 30,000 XP, 40,000 XP in a single game of War, but it's important to remember that War matches on average are like 25 to 35 minutes long, right? So the actual XP you get per minute is not as good as Kill Confirmed, but it's also pretty good, right? You get a lot of XP, and it's also a very unique experience, right? War is unlike anything else in Call of Duty World War II, and they throw XP at you for pretty much everything, right? 500 points for planting and defusing bombs, 150 points for building up things, 40 points for getting kills. It's a pretty good place for XP, though in my opinion, it's not the best, but it's a fun place to go now and again. And finally, we have Search and Destroy. If you're a very good player, It's possible that Search and Destroy is actually the best place to actually get XP, though it's not as consistent as a mode like Kill Confirmed, right? Because while you're playing Search, if you go off, you get between 10 and 15 kills, you get a couple of plants, a couple of defuses, you're going to get a ton of experience. But the trouble is, it's high risk, high reward. If you don't get 10 plus kills, if you're not planting and defusing bombs, if you go, let's say, 4 and 4 or something like that with no plants or defuses, you basically get no experience whatsoever. You spent the majority of your time doing nothing or spectating people, and you're not completing challenges. So it's high risk, high reward. Search and Destroy is great for leveling, but it kind of comes down to how good you can actually do and how consistently you can actually do well. Now, I've talked about challenges. Next up, we're going to be talking about that because I feel as though challenges are a very big deal here in this game, much bigger than in previous years. If you want to level pretty consistently in this game, you need to be completing challenges. If you're somebody who uses like 1 or 2 guns and plays one game mode, you may be leveling very slow. Like your base XP may be okay, but you're missing out on a ton of challenge experience. So here are my challenges right now. It's not the best in the world, but I'm trying to 100% this game's multiplayer by completing every challenge. As you may be able to tell, I have a lot of them already completed. Be sure to complete challenges in this game. I'm not saying everybody has to try to 100% the game's multiplayer, but start completing challenges because it's a great source of XP. You can actually get an entire game's worth of experience by completing one challenge. I mean, how freaking good is that? If you're looking for a place to start, I recommend starting off by doing the marksman challenges. So the challenge itself is to get 500 kills with a given weapon. Do that. Get 500 kills with a gun, then move on down to another gun, then to another gun, until eventually you've completed that challenge with every gun in the game, and now you've earned a bunch of experience by just playing the game and experiencing all the guns within the game. There's also a bunch of challenges for using different basic trainings, getting kills with different score streaks, playing differently, using different equipment and stuff like that. Like you guys may remember, during the beginning of the game's launch, I would always use sticky grenades on every single one of my classes. You may notice that now I'm using frags. The reason why, I completed the challenge for the sticky grenades. I have all 300 kills. Now I'm getting the 300 kills with the frag grenades. I'm eventually going to move on to the satchel charges. That's like what I'm doing now. I'm completing all the challenges in this game. It's keeping the game fresh for me, and it's also giving me a bunch of experience. I highly recommend to you guys, start working on challenges. It's a great source of experience here in this game. Aside from that, I have 2 more tips for you guys. Number 1, prestige your weapons. Especially if you're doing the marksman challenges, be sure to prestige your weapons. You may think, what's the point? All you get's a clan tag and a kill counter. It's not that big of a deal. But the big deal is, once you prestige a weapon, you then can re-unlock all of the attachments, which is going to give you a little bit of experience for using the same gun over and over, which is nice. And also, run support streaks in this game, right? The recon aircraft is fantastic, right? I mean, it makes it so your team knows where the opposing team is. That helps out a ton. You get more kills, you get more XP, your team wins more. It's a good thing in general, but at the same time, your team getting kills while your recon's in the sky gets you a small amount of XP every time they do it, which of course is great. If you run the counter recon aircraft and you hold on to it until the opposing team has their own recon aircraft, your counter will destroy their recon and give you 150 XP while at the same time clearing the skies. It's fantastic. And then of course you have the flat guns. Man, I have had some really cool moments with the flat guns here in this game. I've had times where they call in paratroopers, bam, no more paratroopers. Sometimes they'll call in emergency airdrop, bam, no more emergency airdrop. It'll sometimes get you north of 500 XP just for calling it in once. It's pretty freaking fantastic. But if you don't want to run the support streaks, here's my recommendation for pretty much everybody out there. Run score streaks that you can actually acquire. There are so many people out there, that run the ball turret gunner, they run the emergency airdrop or the paratroopers, and they don't actually acquire them, right? Run things you can actually get, because if you're actually calling in fighter pilots and glide bombs and artillery and recon aircrafts and care packages, these are things that are actually getting you experience and actually helping out your team. Score streaks are very underwhelming here in Call of Duty World War II, partly due to the fact that they're not very powerful, but also due to the fact that nobody's actually calling them in, and that's partly due to the fact that they're running things that are really, really hard to earn. Lower your score streaks a little bit, preferably go to the support streaks, and you are going to level up much faster here than Call of Duty World War II. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys here in this video. Thank you all so much for listening. I tried to get through it as fast as humanly possible. I tried to keep my tip videos rather short, but there was a lot of information to discuss today, so thank you all so much for sticking through the entire video. And if you guys could, down there in the comments, let me know what tips have you gathered over the course of the past couple of weeks for leveling up quickly here in this game. Everything that you saw here in this video was from me, right? Everything is just my own personal experiences, and I'm only one person. So if you guys have a different perspective, if you tried out something different, if you have a different tip to actually share with us, let us know down there in the comments. I think we would all love to hear about it. But until then, that's all I have for you guys here in this video. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you all enjoyed. Drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.